Welcome to Nikki's Kitchen. So we are starting our cinnamon roll with 3.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 large egg, 1/4 cup of white sugar or granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, half teaspoon nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon cinnamon powder, 1 cup of whole milk, and there you have it, all the ingredients for now. So we are going to go into the next segment where we are going to warm the milk in the microwave or on top of the stove, making sure that it is not too hot. Make sure you can put your finger in it and it does not burn you. After you warm the milk, add 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon butter, 1 pack of quick rising yeast, or 1.25 tablespoon of yeast. Mix that all up together and let's set for 10 to 15 minutes to rise. Now we're going to add all the dry ingredients to the flour. Combine flour with nutmeg, cinnamon, salt, sugar, white and brown, and you mix that all together. After our yeast is risen, you're going to warm the butter in the microwave, not too hot. And we're going to combine the butter, the egg, the vanilla to the yeast, the rising yeast. And you mix that up together. And we're going to pour that in our flour mix. And we gently mix that in and knead for at least 20 minutes. You have to knead it really good. Make sure that when you poke it with your finger, it bunks back up. So you can watch me carefully and see how I knead it in. It's from the outside in, pulling in, and then it's always pulling like you're folding it. So if you have problems with your hand, this will be a bit of a challenge. You see it bunks back. Yeah, and you keep doing it. I didn't show in this video another test to do when you know it's ready. It's called the window test. So when you kind of spread the dough wide, and you should be able to see through it without it tearing apart. That's called the window test. But you also can use the bunks, the poking test. Then we're gonna oil. You can oil your jar or whatever you, your basin or whatever you put it in, and use a ceramic wrap, put over it, put it in a warm air, not very hot. Let it rise in the oven and for an hour and a half. Now we're looking at the mix for the topping for the cinnamon roll. Another 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter put aside, half cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder. Now we're going to combine the sugar and the cinnamon powder together, shake it up in a sandwich bag, a Ziploc bag, and set aside. Now that your dough is risen for the hour and a half, we're going to release the air from that, and we're going to just sprinkle our counter with flour, release the air from the dough. We're going to gently flat it out. Then you can use your rolling pin and gently get it. Some people use measurement. I don't. Like, just watch what I'm doing and see how I flat it out. Then I'm adding the 6 tablespoons, which we just done, we set aside. And if you can please like my video. So we're spreading that with a spatula. Spread the butter evenly. Careful not to carry it exactly to the edge. And then we're just gonna sprinkle the sugar and the cinnamon roll using a mix. Just spread it out on the butter using a strainer. I find that it do it really well. So if you don't understand what I just said a while ago, remember the half cup of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. That's what we combine together in the Ziploc bag, and we shake it up evenly and then spread it out on top of the butter. And then we're going to just roll that. Make sure when you're rolling, you do not pull it. Just gently roll, but roll it tight. Roll it tight until you are finished. You're going to seal the edge by pinching it together and gently roll it out. We're going to, you can use your finger and kind of push the sides in. Just gently use your finger and push the sides in. So I'm trying to roll it, but yeah. And then I'm gonna pinch it together by sealing it. There, I'm pinching it now. And just seal the edge. Okay, and you flat that out. Please remember to subscribe, share, click the notification bell. It helps my channel grow. That way you can get more ideas, and all of what I'm doing is for beginners and just about anyone who's always cooking but desire to do something new that you've never done before. So I'm using a meat cutter too, because I don't have the dough cutter. To me it's the same thing, so I'm using it and I'm just slicing it along. I don't have a lot of tools, so take note of all the tools that I'm using as well. If you don't have them, just improvise, or when you're able to gather them, you can get them. And I'm spraying my pan, my baking sheet, and I'm using the right. So you see what I'm doing? I'm lining it, and I'm using a knife to cut it at the bottom there. I'm using parchment paper. And then I'm going to just add them. So just use your judgment. Make sure that they're not joining up together when you're adding them to your baking sheet. Then I'm adding ceramic some ceramic wrap, and seal it properly and set it to rise for another hour, or you can hour and a half. You can just leave it outside. You don't have to put it in the oven. And remember to subscribe. So now that it is risen for the hour, I set it in the oven to 350 for 25 minutes after the oven had been preheated. So you preheat it for that time, and it's out, all done, ready to eat. Okay, not yet. So while it is still hot, you add the butter. You melt some butter and you just baste it with the butter immediately after you remove it from the oven. And there you have it. Please try it. You have to try it. It is so good. And yeah, it came out really soft and fluffy. And it don't last long. Believe me, it don't last long in my house. It's just two of us, and it's all gone in 4 days, less than 4 days actually. So you can store it in the freezer. Use what you want to use, say you know what you want to eat, and you can put the rest into a meat bag, one of those freezer bags, and put in the freezer. Whenever you're ready to eat, you can take it out, take whatever you want out, and set it down to thaw. And if this is your first time, thanks for watching. And to my regular viewers, thanks so much for watching. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.